All right, everybody. Hello. And it is almost time for the Kelly Williams Show. Woo! All right. So, guys, I'm so excited because today I've got live this gorgeous thing right here, the newly crowned 2021 Miss USA, Elle Smith. And we are going to talk to her about everything fun, her journey as Miss USA, her trip to Miss Universe, and all kind of fun things. So grab your coffee, grab your mimosa, get ready, because we're going to be back in just a minute. All right, we're back. Woo! I'm excited. Okay, first of all, hello, Elle. How are you?
Hello, I'm doing well. Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
I'm so excited to have you. I have been so excited to meet you. I wish I could have met you in person while you're going to be in Houston, but I know your schedule is so crazy. But I'm very excited to meet you today and get to visit with you. So, okay, first of all, guys, if you're tuning in, say hi. Let us know where you're watching from today, and you can say hi to Elle. So we're excited. Where are you from originally?
So I was born in Springfield, Ohio, and then I went to the University of Kentucky for college and then stayed there for my reporting job. So I've been in Kentucky for the past 5 years, 5 years, but Ohio, that's where I was raised.
Yeah. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. So what did you do before you became Miss USA?
You know, I did a lot of things. I was a 23-year-old girl trying to figure out life. I was in my first reporting job right out of school. So I graduated in May 2020 from UK with a degree in broadcast journalism and minor in political science. And then I got my first reporting job in Louisville. So I was doing my thing, trying to adult. And then I started this pageant journey. So it's been a little crazy.
Yeah, it's amazing. So you're how old? 23?
Yes, 23.
Amazing. I'm going to tell you, guys, you were in for a treat because this is one of the most amazing 23-year-olds you will ever meet in your life. And I'll tell you, it's incredible. And hi, Susan. How are you? Thanks for tuning in today. We're excited. Okay, so what was the very first pageant you ever competed in?
It was in May. It was Miss Kentucky USA. So that was my first one. I've been thinking about it for years, probably since I was 15, but something said, finally do it. You need to commit, girl. And so I committed and had some beginner's luck, as I like to say.
Wow.
Won my first one and then went on to Miss USA.
Okay, so really incredible because that, that's rare that you go win a state pageant, your very first pageant, and then go win, Miss USA.
I was not expecting it at all, and neither was my family. The funny thing is my mother, she told me before, and when I told her I wanted to compete, she was like, why? She's not a pageant mom at all. So she said, why? And I had to explain to her the benefits and all the opportunities it provides. And then once Miss Kentucky USA came along, she said, top 15. That's all she's going to get. Top 15. That's what you should shoot for. And I said, we're gonna try for a little bit higher, Mom, but we're gonna see how this goes.
I wanted to ask you, I want to ask you about your family support because pageants, they're a lot of work to get ready for. There's a big commitment there. And sometimes family going, really? That's what you want to do? And so when you told her, was it something? So you just told her, look, I'm ready. I'm ready to do this.
Absolutely. And I think she supported it because I was an adult. I was paying my bills. I was going to pay for the whole pageant experience on my own. And I think that was a big part. And I think she trusted me. She said, you can try something new. I was determined. I said, whatever happens, at least I can say I tried. And so She was supported from the beginning. My whole family was ecstatic. They ended up getting to go to Miss USA, and that was one of the best parts about it, was seeing them in the audience. But they've been amazing since the beginning.
Absolutely. Hey, do you think, you said you didn't expect to win. Do you think kind of having that attitude, like, I'm going to just go for it, have fun, see how it goes, and just kind of do my thing? And it wasn't, you didn't pressure yourself.
I didn't. And I think that's one thing. I just wanted to have fun. I think, walking into any situation like that is a little bit intimidating. So I was definitely nervous. I won't lie about that. But I had fun. The girls were fun. The whole production. That's one thing that I can confidently say is over the past couple of months, I've had the time of my life. So that's one thing.
That's so good. Well, we want to say hi to Tracy. That is my little sister.
Hi, Tracy.
Hi. Excited. Thank you for tuning in. What do you, okay, so fast forward, you're at Miss USA. And you're there. Now, how long is Miss USA? Because we know the amazing Crystal took it over.
The amazing Crystal, the phenomenal, all the accolades. Crystal deserves them.
Incredible, incredible. So what was I know y'all were doing so many exciting things. What was the time frame that you had at Miss USA?
I think it was about a little bit over a week. So about 9 days, I want to say, give or take. But it's a lot. And I don't think anything can prepare you for that. The hustle and bustle of Miss USA, being in rehearsal for hours on end. You are having the time of your life because you're surrounded by amazing women, but you're also tired. You're like, I'm tired, and so
I'm tired and I'm hungry.
Yeah. Our class though is we ate the whole entire time. That is one thing. We're like, the food is amazing, we're gonna eat, but it was a lot. And so the mental preparation, the physical preparation, all of those things went into it. But it was such a fun time. It was so fun.
So fun. Okay, so were you there, and would you wake up and with all your little workout stuff and everything y'all had to do and all your photo shoots and everything fun, did you just stop a minute and go, okay, wait a minute. I'm literally competing for Miss USA.
Yes, there were many moments, and it would just hit me in the oddest times. I think I remember one time I was getting my makeup done, not even for prelims or finals. I was like, I'm sitting in the makeup chair at Miss USA. You just have to remind yourself, because I think it's easy to forget at times, but it was an experience I will never forget.
Yeah, that's just incredible. Okay, so what do you remember? Hundreds and hundreds and thousands and millions of people are watching the Miss USA pageant. Okay, you're there. You're holding hands with the top two. You all are holding hands. What is going through your mind at that point when they call your name?
Well, this was the first year that we didn't hold hands.
Oh my gosh, that's right.
So we were all standing, and so I was standing next.
Y'all had like 7 or 5 or whatever that number is. That it was changed, and
then they kept pulling. And so when I did get pulled for 4th runner-up, I remember I was like, "Oh, okay." They didn't call me for 3rd runner-up. Didn't call me for 4th runner-up. And so when it was just, I think it was 4 of us standing, maybe 5, 4. I didn't even have time to think about who I was standing next to or anything, because they called Kentucky so fast, and it was a shock. You just never expect it. I never walked in thinking I was going to win Miss USA, but such a surreal, crazy feeling. I can't even describe it. There are so many different emotions, but the first person that I wanted was my mom. I was like, where's my mom at? Like, where is she at? I want mom.
Exactly.
Such an honor. Such an honor.
When you're walking, you're taking your walk after your crown. How surreal is that?
See, the funny thing is I don't remember my walk. So there must have been so many different emotions. I watched the video every single time, and I'm like, did I do that? Did I walk?
Did I move in that spot?
I know. But I went back to the dressing room, and I couldn't stop crying afterwards, just because you work so hard to get to that point. And regardless of win or lose, I would have been so happy with my experience at Miss USA, just because it was so fun. But to be Miss USA, I looked at myself in the mirror. I was like, girl, this is a dream. This is a dream.
Well, and it's amazing because, it's hard to imagine so much is happening that night. And then do you get whisked off to go start your photo? shoots and things
Yes,
like that start that night?
immediately. So
Yeah.
I did not go to sleep the night that I won. Immediately went into they redid my hair and makeup, and then we went into photo shoots, and then I went into the after party. And then my favorite part was doing interviews at 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. that night. And then I hopped on a flight to Houston. And so that was my first time in Texas, actually. So
Oh my gosh, that's so fun. Well, that was an exciting experience.
yeah.
So your gown was phenomenal.
Thank you.
What was the process and how did you decide on that one for Miss USA?
Um, it was a process. I will admit, it was a process. And so, we have an amazing sponsor, the Proctor Productions, which is the production company I was under, works with Henry's. And so, Sherry Hill, I walked for Sherry Hill for New York Fashion Week, and I saw that dress on the runway, and I was like, I want it. I was like, I want that dress. And so we changed some things from the runway version, and that dress just made me feel so confident. I just wanted to very much embody a very happy, fresh, golden goddess. That's what I wanted. I wanted to be gold, the blonde hair, the gold. I loved it. And so when it finally came in, I remember putting it on and I was like, oh my goodness, this is my dress. This is my dress. And so I loved it. It was fun. I loved that dress.
It was stunning on you. I mean, it did everything I think that you'd want your gown to do.
Thank you.
Like looked phenomenal on stage. You were comfortable in it, and it was just glam. It was absolutely amazing. Okay, so this has been a crazy year for you because, well, last year, I forget it's already the new year. Right after you won Miss USA, you are getting ready for Miss Universe, like immediately.
Absolutely.
How many days before you had to fly to Miss Universe did you have to get ready?
24 hours. So
Insane.
Craziness. So I flew, like I said, I was doing interviews the night that I won, hopped on a flight with Crystal at like 5 a.m. the next morning, flew to Houston, and we were doing fittings, more interviews, trying on my costume for the first time. I went to bed, woke up at 4 a.m., hopped on a flight to Israel.
Yeah, that's amazing. So tell us, I want to hear a little bit about what your that 24 hours was when you were getting fitted. What did you have to make sure you had before you went to Miss Universe?
Oh my goodness. I had a long list, a very, very long list. Though I think the wardrobe was one of the biggest things because I had only packed for USA. I hadn't packed for Universe. And so I didn't really have a lot. And so Crystal, thankfully, was prepared for that. And so she had a ton of clothes. I didn't get to try on my evening gown dress. Those arrived to me in Israel. So that was interesting.
Oh my goodness.
So it was a whirlwind, but I don't think there was anything specific. There wasn't a token or anything that I took with me, except for my diary. I did take my diary with me.
Oh, I love that. And I was just going to ask you, did you take anything sentimental to Miss USA and Miss Universe?
I would say just my diary. That's my one thing. And then I always have these rings on, and I even wear them on stage. They're just family heirlooms that have been passed down for generations. And so I wanted to wear them on stage, and I took them to Israel with me.
That is very sweet. I love that. It's always nice to hear what girls take to these pageants that mean a lot to them that you really want to make sure you have with you. And I love that. Can you tell us, how do you think your life has changed since becoming Miss USA?
I don't think I can truly comprehend how much it's changed. Just because I'll probably look back in 10 years and be like, girl, you had no idea. It was just the start of an incredible journey. But even the social media aspect, to have more than 90,000 people who are following me and paying attention to what I'm doing, that's crazy. I'm like, it's just me, Elle. What are you doing? Why? But that's cool. And just the massive platform and the influence that Miss USA has is I would like to say, with great power comes great responsibility. And so that's been interesting as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And hi, Minnie. Thank you for tuning in. And this question, if you can answer it for us, how was it being quarantined in Israel?
It was interesting. So I got there and I didn't know that I had to be quarantined until I arrived. And it actually turned out to be a blessing in disguise because I was so tired from USA. And so I had 3 days to kind of decompress, rest, collect myself. And then I got to go out with the contestants. So I was a little bit appreciative of that.
Oh, that's good. Well, that's fun. Okay, so what do you think? What you said you had 24 hours before you literally flew to go to Miss Universe and start getting ready for that pageant. What do you think the hardest part was getting ready for Miss Universe? Because sometimes girls will have a couple of months or even a couple of weeks, and you did not.
You know, it's interesting because when I won Miss Kentucky USA, my director looked at me and she said, "You're preparing for Miss Universe. You're not preparing for Miss USA."
Right.
And so we had that mentality going into it. But I don't think anything can prepare you for going to two massive back-to-back pageants, one in a different country. And so I think, I was just a little bit tired. I will admit that. That was probably the hardest part for me. I was just a little tired.
Just a little. I love it. I love it. Okay, so I want to ask you this. You were pageants weren't something you did your whole life, like you said. Even though you thought about it at 15, you waited to compete in Kentucky. What do you think pageants and competing in them has taught you about yourself?
Oh my goodness, so many different things that I have. Wow, that's a good question. I would say that I'm resilient. It's taught me that that I have every skill that I would think that I want. I have within myself. I just need to learn where it is in myself. And so the confidence, I'm articulate, all of these different things. I think as women, we sometimes are a little bit insecure and we don't trust ourselves. And pageantry as a whole has told me, it's okay to trust yourself. It's okay to try new things, to challenge yourself. And so for that, I'll be forever grateful for those lessons.
Yeah, that's wonderful. That's a great answer. Hi, Jim. Welcome, and excited you are tuning in today. Guys, if you want to jump in and comment and let us know where you're watching from, we'd love to know. We've got live on the show today the gorgeous and amazing and incredible newly crowned 2021 Miss USA Elle Smith right here on the Kelly Williams Show, and we are learning so many wonderful things about her and having a great time. I want to ask you, a lot of times when girls compete in pageants, it is they really get to utilize a lot of things that they've overcome. Has there been anything in your life that you've struggled with that really helped you compete?
I would say there's probably two things. In regards to, I've never really trusted myself with public speaking. That's always been a big insecurity of mine. And with pageantry, you have to just trust yourself and just talk. That top 5 question, that interview is a little bit intimidating. And so even after Miss Kentucky USA, that's something that I had to work on with my coach, just interview prep, feeling confident and trusting myself. As a reporter, it's a little bit different because you know what you're going to say, the questions that are going to be asked. And with pageantry, it's on the whim. And so that's where I had to learn, the answer, just take a breath and just breathe. But that's been my biggest, I would say. Yeah.
Yeah. Were you nervous with final questions or doing interview? Was there anything in there that you were concerned about?
I wasn't nervous for interview because I feel like I can talk to a wall. So I was super excited for interview. But final question, I don't think people truly understand how much pressure it is in that moment. You have thousands of people in the audience. You have lights, you have camera. You're kind of sleep deprived after being there for a week. And it's a lot of pressure because you want to say the right thing. You don't want to, offend anybody. And so right before I walked out for my top 8 question and answer / conversation, I was nervous. Texas and Victoria and I were looking at each other. We're like, girl, we better just hope and pray that it goes well. And thankfully it did.
But you were amazing. So
something I worked on.
Yeah. Well, you can tell you did not seem over rehearsed. You just seemed very confident and comfortable.
Well,
which is a very big deal, because that's hard. That's hard. Okay. So you have gotten to do probably already some pretty cool things being Miss USA. Can you tell us a couple of those things?
Yes, absolutely. I think the highlight was coming back to Kentucky. And so while I was at Miss Universe is when the tornadoes hit Kentucky. And so I remember being there and trying to get the most up-to-date information, the most factual information. And I was starting to see pictures come in and I was completely in shock. And so I knew coming back, that was the first thing that I wanted to do. And so I was able to visit Taylor County with the governor. It was part of the First Lady's toy drive. And so I got to hand out toys to the kids that were impacted. And I think the most impactful thing was to listen to the families who had lost everything. I was able to go back to what was left of their home. And it's the devastation is something the pictures don't even do justice to. It's going to be a while before they're back to normal, but I think that was important. And then I went to UK, like I said, and so a couple of weeks ago, I got to go back and be the Y at the basketball game. And so that was a lot of fun. That was full circle.
That's really nice. I mean, and what a blessing. You know, people, I'm from Louisiana, so it's the hurricane thing down there. Mm-hmm. And it's just sometimes people want to know people care.
Right.
You know, that's a very big deal for them. So I know it meant a whole lot to them for you to go down there. That was really wonderful that you got to do that.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Okay, so I'm going to skip a question because one of my friends, Susan, has a question. But okay, so the first thing, you notice about you is your amazing body. Incredible. And of course, Miss USA is known for being fit and staying healthy and staying in shape because your rigorous schedule and you always need to look good. Can you tell us a little bit about your fitness routine and give some tips, maybe a couple of ideas for that other normal people could do?
Absolutely. So prior to competing in pageantry, I did not walk into a gym. I was terrified of a gym. I didn't know what to do. I think that's a big thing for a lot of people, just that intimidation factor. Thankfully, I found a trainer who was like, girl, you're fine. You can do it. But he taught me that diet is it's the biggest factor. You can go to the gym all you want, but if you're not eating healthy. And so I have, created a healthy relationship with food where I've never been a big sweets person, which is a blessing in disguise. And I don't.
For you.
I know. So I try to eat as healthy as possible. And then going to the gym, I think a diversity of workouts is what makes it fun. And so some days it's just yoga. Some days it's on the treadmill. I've also incorporated a lot of weightlifting, which I think is what really changed my body for Miss USA. So I think weightlifting is the big thing for me.
Okay. Very interesting. Well, those are all really good habits to have, and you look incredible.
Well, thank you.
Really, it was amazing. It was just wonderful. But what I loved about you is that you look healthy. Mm-hmm. You look healthy and fit. That's important, especially you're a role model. I mean, right. You want people to know you can be different sizes, but you just want to be healthy and look good.
No, that was the thing that my mom and I talked about in preparation. She was like, because we've all seen different women at different stages of within their bodies, and you're thinking, but I knew that I wanted to be healthy. That was my big thing. I wanted to say that I worked as hard as I could in the gym to be on that stage, and that's it. Nothing else. Not too big, not too small, just me.
Amazing. Well, you looked amazing. So that was pretty awesome. Okay, so very exciting. You're about to move to LA, right?
I am on next week technically, but I leave Kentucky on Saturday.
That's exciting. Oh my gosh. So is LA a place you've been? Have you ever visited there? Have you gone there?
The last time I was in LA, I believe I was around 12. So wow. To be there as an adult, living there full time, it'll be an adjustment, different from Louisville, Kentucky, but I'm excited. It's the opportunities that it will provide. I'm excited for the food. I've heard they have great food. So I'll be trying all of that out, but I'm excited.
I'm excited for you. Okay. So, kind of on that theme, going to LA, Miss USA, of course, is a fashion trendsetter. You always look cute. You're always on show. If you walk out in your house and you're in sweats and tennies, everybody looks at whatever you're doing. What 3 pieces of clothing can you not live without?
This is interesting because I I'm gonna have to think very hard about this. Okay, so a good pair of jeans.
Okay.
I feel like you can dress them up, dress them down. I'm more of, as long as they fit around my waist, they don't need to be tight everywhere else. I think those are important. A simple white shirt, like a simple white tee, because you can do anything, and you can pair it with a pair of heels, and it's cute. You can pair it with sneakers. It's good. And then my third, I need to pick something good. Good. A simple black dress. A little black dress you can wear anywhere. Those are my three.
Love it. Those are three good picks. And if you don't have those in your closet, people, listen to Miss USA. Go get one of them.
Go get them now.
Go get them right now. Okay, so I want to ask you next, skincare, looking great, taking care of yourself. We've already talked about exercising, clothing that you can't live without. What are 3 tips that you do every day to make sure that your skin keeps looking great? Because stress, you're Miss USA. I mean, there's very few jobs that are that stressful.
It's interesting because I listen to my mom and my aunts. I have 5 aunts, and they're all different ages. And as we age, our skin changes, and so I listen to how their skincare routines, what they do. And so one of the things is to always take your makeup off at night, no matter how tired you are. That's a big one. I have to get on my mom for that one. I'm like, Mom, take off your makeup, please. Moisturizing. I moisturize like it's my job. And sunscreen, that's a big thing. As a woman with melanated skin, people are always like, you're putting on sunscreen? I'm like, yes, and water. Those are my 4. A gallon of water, sunscreen, taking your makeup off. And did I forget my first one? I already forgot my first one.
No, you said makeup off first, then sunscreen, moisturize, and water.
Yes, those 4.
Very good. Yeah, excellent. Look, I'm making notes.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, so I want to know who was your roommate at Miss Universe? Did y'all have roommates?
Yes. So I must say you would be proud because my roommate was Miss Louisiana. And then she was my girl. Tanya's my girl. And then at Miss Universe, my roommate was Miss Israel. So
oh my goodness. How fun.
She is a sweetheart. We had fun.
I love that. I mean, and the great thing about that, y'all are probably friends forever and ever and ever. I mean, this is it's a real rare little sorority that you have. And so it's really special thing to have that, Okay. I'm going to ask you a couple of fun questions right now.
Okay, let's go.
So if you could have any superpower, what would it be and why?
Super speed. Just because I like getting, hopping to different appointments fast would be the best thing in the whole entire world.
Okay, that is a good one. No one's ever said that. I like it. Okay, if we looked in your refrigerator right now, what would we see?
Oh, good. I just moved out of my apartment today. So there would be, but on a regular basis, what would be in there? Lots of fruit. I love fruit. That's if I'm gonna snack, I snack on fruit. So
I love that.
Cantaloupe, all of those things.
Okay, love that. That was fun. Okay, so I want to know, coming into the pageant world a little bit later in your life, even though you were still a very young woman, what do you think is the advice you would give other young women who are either looking at competing or they feel like that's something they want to do? What advice would you give them?
Do it. Absolutely do it. I had my own reservations about competing. I was nervous. Walking into something where the girls have competed for years is very, very intimidating. But I think my experience shows that anything can happen. I was never expecting to win Miss Kentucky USA. I was never expecting to win Miss USA. And so the opportunities that provides, regardless of whether you win your state title, your local title, the national title, the opportunities are absolutely incredible. So do it, and you'll make some amazing friends on the way.
Absolutely, because only one can win.
Yes.
So it's really what you do with that experience.
Absolutely.
So I love that. I love that. Absolutely. Okay, so how can people follow your journey on social media? Where do they get?
You can follow the official Miss USA account, which is at Miss USA, or you can follow my personal at official Elle Smith.
Okay, good. Everybody needs to go follow her right now. Fun stuff coming. Okay, so what's interesting is you got crowned Miss USA. You've already competed for Miss Universe. You've got a whole fun thing happening that moving to LA and doing the Miss USA thing. What does your year look like? It's so exciting.
It is exciting. I'm excited, and that's what I was telling my mom. I said, going to Miss Universe, even though I didn't win, it was a win-win situation regardless, because I get to come back for a full year as Miss USA. And so living in LA, I'll get to explore the entertainment world, I'm going to get an acting coach. So I'll be going to auditions and things like that. Then also working with organizations that the Miss USA organization partners with, Smile Train, Best Buddies. I go to Peru on Saturday to work with Smile Train. So I'm really excited about that. It's an amazing organization. So it'll be a year of just fun, and I'm excited.
Yes. And one thing that I'm glad you brought up Smile Train and Best Buddies and things like that. What is your platform? I want people to know.
My platform is cervical cancer education and awareness. And so I'll be working with the National Cervical Cancer Coalition throughout the year. January happens to be Cervical Health Awareness Month. And so we're doing partnerships with them, having discussions. And so that's what my platform will be, but I'll also be partnering with Best Buddies and Smile Train throughout the year.
Absolutely. That's wonderful. And I think that is that's a topic that a lot of people don't know enough about. So I love that you're bringing that to the forefront. As USA. That's really, really wonderful.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Okay. So everybody, if you want to follow Elle Smith 2021 Miss USA on social media, you can go follow her at where, Elle?
Miss USA, at Miss USA, or at official Elle Smith.
Okay. You want to follow this amazing, incredible young woman. I'm telling you, she's going to be doing even bigger things in this world. And we are very excited to see what you do. I cannot thank you enough for coming on the show today. This has been so much fun getting to know you and visit with you. And you were already doing some really amazing things. And we're really proud that you're our Miss USA, and excited to see what's going to be happening in your next year. And we just wish you all the best. We're going to be cheering you on every step of the way.
Thank you, Kelly. I appreciate it so much. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for watching. You can watch the Kelly Williams Show every week right here on Facebook and YouTube. And this has been Kelly Williams Show with 2021 Miss USA, Elle Smith. And thank you so much, guys. Elle, thank you so much. Have an awesome day and enjoy that snow.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. Bye, guys.